Hello, guys. Welcome to Chiefs Fan Center. Please like and subscribe. Hope you guys have been doing very well on this weekend. It's a big weekend before the game against Sundowns. Sundowns just lost their game yesterday, so we just thought we'll just talk about the news before that big game against Sundowns that is happening on Wednesday, 27th, 27th, yeah, 27th of August on Wednesday at FNB Stadium. So we'll be talking about the loans. There's a duo, two Chiefs players who are going to go out on loan to TS Galaxy Durban City. Bafana collapse. The squad was announced 2 days back by Hugo Bruce, and two Kaizer Chiefs players made it to the preliminary squad, the squad before the squad. But it's not Tabo Tkele, it's a duo. New captains also. There's five captains announced by Kaizer Chiefs, according to inside sources. Coach Nabi returning, and then we're also talking about the new signings and their availability for the game against Mamelodi Sundowns on Sunday. So starting off, guys, with the loans. This is from the South African. And they're saying the sources from Food Africa. So here are the article saying that TS Galaxy are looking to loan in Sam Kelozwane from Kaizer Chiefs. However, the Kaizer Chiefs players agent has said that no decision has been made from the club and Sam Kelozwane's party. And then Durban City want Happy Mashiane because he's not getting the minutes that he's getting at Sundown. So Durban City are looking to loan in Happy Mashiane. And Naledi Tlongwane, there's interest from joining Galaxy, which was denied, but that was from months back. So Sam Kelozwane might be moving on to TS Galaxy in a few days' time. I mean, in this transfer window, I believe that Sam Kelozwane is a player that he's not been in the squad since the beginning of the season. So both match days, he's not been in the bench. I think, especially the last two games. I'm not sure of the first game, but he wasn't in the squad for the game against Richards Bay and the game against Polokwane City. So it's looking like it's wraps for him. And we've signed Gosipile Ngobo. We've signed not Gosipile Ngobo. We've signed Shislet and all these guys to replace Sam Kelozwane. So it's looking very, very bad for him, and he's not gonna get in the team. And his agent is saying that he has made no decision yet, him and his agent, because he knows once you got on loan as a Kaizer Chiefs player, it's a wrap for you. It is a wrap. Which loan has worked out? Sapelo Hadebe didn't work out. Danzanek didn't work out. The loan is just saying, we want to get rid of you, but we'll just get rid of you when your contract expires. So for now, you can just Ngenga alone, and we'll see what happens. Because even the good loans that happened over the past few years, like giving Tibedi to Sundowns, to Swallows, once he came back, what happened? He couldn't. I don't know what happened, but he didn't make it into the first team. So even if he does well against TS Galaxy, it's just a sign for him to. It's just delaying the process of you leaving the club. So I believe that Sangelozan has to leave because we already got George Matlo, and he's not even in the squad also. So it's a similar type of player. Both those guys play a similar type of football. So you don't need two types of the same player. Yeah, but who do you keep? The one who's 26, 27, or the one who's 22 but is not inconsistent? Yeah, but it's a coin toss for me. I'd personally choose George Matlo to be in the team, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think some guys when he blew his chance last year. I think with him he's talented, but it's just that he couldn't like materialize into the first team. And that's my only problem with Sam Kelozwane. The game against Sundowns, him and Blom in the midfield, it still brings me nightmares to this day. It was a disaster. Him and Jablo Blom against Sundowns in the Kalnagar Cup, in the Kalnagar Cup last year against Sundowns. So it's really, really disappointing what's happened with his career and what he has become as a player. But Alonso TS Galaxy might work out for him. Look at Ditejane. I don't think Ditejane would be the player he is today if he was playing for Kaizer Chiefs. So it's a good chance. TS Galaxy is Gauteng based, so we won't have to move houses and things like that. So if he wants to go there, then I see a very, very good fit for him if he wants to go to TS Galaxy. Then Happy Mashiane to Durban City suits him. It's a chance for him to be, I don't know, a man and go out of his comfort zone because we've got three new left backs, Cross, Shinga, and Paseka Marco. It shows good to we don't rate Mashiane as a club, or the management doesn't rate Mashiane as a left back. He's not a left back, he's not a winger. He's a player that can play in a 4-4-2 as a left-sided midfielder who can put crosses in. That's why under the Gavin Hunt era when we were still playing two strikers, and under the build-up season, we were almost on the league. He was good. He was an asset because he's a left-sided midfielder. I don't know if that makes sense. He's an LM, not a left wing or a left back. So I think Mashiane maybe could go to Durban City and maybe improve. And Durban City looks like they're going to do well this season. So if he wants to be a proper player there, he's 27 years of age, and I think it's a wrap for him. I was a huge Mashiane fan not growing up, but when he was playing at MDC, and ultimately he didn't live up to his potential, and I've given up on him. I've given up on Happy Mashana. So if he wants to go there, then let him go. Let him go. Okay, guys, let's move on to the new signings and the availability for the Sundowns game. As you know, guys, we've signed Villabai, Bartman, Shinga, Chislet, and who's this player? Da Silva, but all of those 6 players have not been available over the past 2 match days because of registrations, court disputes, and stuff like that. So I just want to tell you the availability of those players for the game against Sundowns. So with Shinga, he wasn't match fit for the game against Polokwane City. He's registered, everything is good, but he wasn't match fit for the game against Polokwane City. And is it Richards Bay? Yeah, and Richards Bay. So he's expected to feature on the bench at least against Sundowns. Moving on to Chislet, he's been sick. He's registered, South African citizen. ITCs have been cleared. He's good also. It's just that he's sick, he flu or something like that. So Chislet is not available for the game against. Might be available for the game against Sundowns, but he's been sick. I don't know if it's a flu or something like that. So we'll see how he does against Sundowns. He's also expected to feature, but it's a 50-50 because you know how flu is, gents. And then Da Silva, he received his card on time. He's fit. He's not sick. He's fit for the game. But with Da Silva, the management are telling us that he's not available to. He's not available to. He like when he registered, when he got his card to play, the match day squad was already submitted. So we couldn't put Da Silva into the squad. So I believe that's why he wasn't there. So I think he'll feature the most. He's the most likely signing to feature. And then Villabai and Bartman, guys, you saw what happened. We signed them. They were good. But if Cape Town Spurs decides to pay the 30,000 where they need to file a dispute and appeal against the decision for Villabai and Bartman to sign for Kaizer Chiefs as free agents, then Bartman might not feature against Sundowns, but Villabai might. So that's what we're getting from the sources that we've been told. Villabai will be able to play, but there's still a problem with Cape Town Spurs about the decision of them signing as free agents. You know how it is. I'm tired about talking about the story. I believe that Cape Town Spurs are just bullies, and they just want the fee, which they can't get because they registered at clubs. The reason we couldn't get Villabai and Pamban last year was because they charged double the amount of the player's worth. Yeah, but they've got every right to charge whatever amount they want for the player when they were still contracted to the club as Chiefs players. But as Cape Town Spurs players, let me rephrase, Cape Town Spurs could charge whatever amount they wanted last year because Villabai and Bartman were contracted to the clubs and they were a professional club. So if they wanted 50 million for Villabai when it was worth about 6 million, then let them be. But now as free agents, we could sign them for free, so they still want money for those players. So it just shows good to the Cape Town Spurs chairman as a bully, and there's a reason why Ajax decided to cut ties with them as a club. So I think it's just it's just bad, man. I like to move on from this topic. It just bores me to talk about Villabai and Bachman. It's been a saga that's been going on for like 2 years now, a year. I mean, so I think it's just best that we move on. Moving on to the Bafana collapse, guys. Bafana collapse. Dusha Walala, Bradley Cross have made it to the Bafana preliminary squad. Doesn't mean they're going to play. Preliminary squad just means the squad before the squad. It means it's a chance for players to see if they're in the fringes of the squad. So Dusha Walala and Bradley Cross have been included in the preliminary squad. Dusha Walala expected him to be in the preliminary squad, but not Bradley Cross. So it's a huge big ups to Bradley Cross and everything that he's been working hard for. Yeah, well, he's a player that has been criticized over the past a year. In his first season was rough. Obviously, against Stellenbosch, he got substituted early, and there's been two new signings in Pasakama and Shinga who are expected to um, overtake Cross this season. So it's a huge pickup to Cross, and I hope it just motivates him to do better as a player. He's had a very, very good start to the season. Started all three games against Stellenbosch, Richards Bay, and Organicity. He's been one of our best players this season, honestly. So it's a good opportunity. It's a good sign for Cross for him to do well and know that he's in the fringes of the Bafana squad. That's a big, big thing for a youngster who's 22. Um, and then the biggest surprise, that's why I brought this to the news, Thabo Trailer not included in the Bafana squad. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. It's very, very disappointing. Thabo Trailer not in the Bafana squad. Um, yeah, man, I'm hurt. I'm hurt as a Chiefs fan. They put Sipho Mbule and Talent Mbata in the squad, but they didn't put Thabo Trailer inside the squad of Bafana. I think Hugo Bruce, I think he just has his favorites sometimes, and I think he has an agenda against Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah, but because a player can play for a weak side and still be good enough for the Bafana squad. Look at Rushan Dot. He got relegated for with Keaton Spurs, but he's a starting centre back for squad when he's fit. So why is it that when Kaizer Chiefs struggles in the league, he doesn't pick Kaizer Chiefs players to play in the Bafana squad? I think it's just an agenda against Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah, well, I get it that we didn't do well last season, but Thabo Trailer has to be in the squad. He's one of the best midfielders in the country. He's better than Talent Mbata. He's better than Sipho Mbule, especially in a continental level. Yeah, well, he's been there. The fitness levels are above, and especially like not even as a Chiefs fan, as a South African. As a South African, you have to look at how Thabo Trailer plays and Hugo Bruce's system. He's a perfect Hugo Bruce system player. He's been in the squad before. I don't know why he's not in the moment. I know he wasn't playing in Russia in his last few years or months there, but he's a player that like Hugo Bruce plays two double eights. He plays two double eights, which is let me think, Mukwena and Sitole. So good all rounders. Sipho Mbule can attack, can pass, can do everything, can skill, but not defensively. He's a liability. Talent Mbata can do all those jobs, but not as well as Thabo Trailer. So I'm disappointed that Thabo Trailer isn't in the squad, but we'll move on. Thabiso Munyane also not in the preliminary squad. I think he deserves it also, but I'm not surprised that because you know that Moby is his go-to guy. Moby's his go-to guy. You know it's always gonna be Mudau and is it Sydney Moby? Yeah, so it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter. And then guys, Nabi returns. This past weekend, it's been announced that Coach Nabi has returned to Kaizer Chiefs. He was at the game yesterday for Sundowns versus Pirates, so he's expected to return to this hot seat against Sundowns on Wednesday at FNB Stadium. Over the past few days, there's been not idiots, but there's been morons in the South African fan base that's saying that if Coach Nabi comes, he's going to ruin our form and progress of the past season, over the past 3 games. They're saying that Ben Yusuf and Mr. Kaze are better coaches than Coach Nabi, which is just total BS, guys. I think we shouldn't listen to the outside noise because they just want us to go against Coach Nabi. Yeah, because you're going to get people now in the fan base saying, yo, if we lose against Sundowns, they're going to say, I bring back, just fire Coach Nabi and let Mr. Yusuf and let Mr. Kaze be in the hot seat for the rest of the season and fire Coach Nabi because he's not as good as his 2 coaches. They know the assistant coaches are just a reflection of what the head coach is. Everything that Mr. Kaze knows, everything that Mr. Yusuf knows from back in the day, it's because of Coach Nabi. It's because of Coach Nabi. So I don't like people going against Coach Nabi and his wishes and his pedigree. They're just disrespecting Coach Nabi for the coach that he is. So yeah, man, and let's just get behind the coach. And even if he loses against Sundowns, it is what it is, man. He's still the best coach that we have at the club. And then the last topic of the day, guys, there's the new captains. Kaizer Chiefs announced that there'll be new captains. The 5 inside sources have confirmed that the 5 captains are Zita Quinica, Peterson, Inaso Miguel, Given Simango, and Rui Fosler. Did I say that? Yeah. All 5 of those players are the new captains. I'm happy Naso Miguel is the captain of the club because he's expected to start most of the games. And then I think the main captain is Guinica because he's been here the longest. So if Guinica's on the pitch and everybody like Msimango, Rifosla, Peterson are in the pitch, the captain will be Guinica. He's the captain of the club, but he's not going to play all of the games. He's going to be like an innocent Mayela at Pirates. That he won't play most of the games, but he will be um, the main captain of the club, but he won't be starting most of the games. So the main captain who's on the pitch will be Naso Miguel. And I'm happy with those five players. They've been here a long time. Reinforced obviously, I'm happy. Peterson has been here a long time also. Msimango, captain of TS Galaxy. So Inacio Miguel, captain wherever he is. So he's got experience. So I just think that I'm happy with the captains. I'm happy with the captains of the club. It's just that Tabutkele could have been there, maybe a Dottley, but I'm happy overall with the captains. Tabutkele doesn't need the umpire to lead the team on the pitch because him and Nelson Miguel are the captains of the club, officially or unofficially. Um, yeah, guys, just wanted to talk about the news over the past few weeks. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow it'll be a match preview versus Sundowns and short. Thank you for the support, guys.